Greetings, hello, welcome on in. Unoptimized Fool here from the closet. Glad you can make it. I appreciate you being here. Listen, I want to talk about the Palace Raid, and there's a new addition. So, the Severed Threads buff is finally here. Now, it was introduced last week, but there's a catch. So, to get the buff, right, you have to hand in 16 of the resource. Now, I suck at saying the word, so I'm going to ignore the word while we're recording this, right? But you need 16 of the resource, which drops from the bosses, to turn it in. Now, how do you get that? How do you get that resource? You get it from the boss. Now, why wasn't it accessible from last week? It's because there's only 8 of these resources that drop per week. Now, it's not per character, it's actually per account. Now, it is a warband, tradable resource. So technically you can do 4 on one account, 4 on one character, 1 on another character, and you can combine them all on one character for 8. Now, it is a personal buff, so a lot of people around you can have it, and you won't benefit from it. It has to be you yourself getting that buff. So you can get 8 per week, and now we're in the second week of this system here. So technically now you have access to that first buff. So what you do is you gather all 16, you hand into the NPC to the right when you first enter the raid, and you get a 2.25% buff to damage and healing. So that's a pretty big buff. Now, obviously, there's going to be eventual cap around, I think, 18% around January. So again, we're going to get this above every other week. Because again, we only get 8 per week, and it takes 16 to get a buff, right? So right now, last night we progressed all the way up to Queen, right? We're in Heroic Queen right now. So right now I actually have 16 myself. So what I'm going to be doing is, before we try to kill Queen, which did just receive some nerfs, we are going to get the 2.25% buff, which will help us with the progression. So hopefully we can get AOTC tonight, right? Today is Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that system is now live. Now, I did cast some doubts when I first saw this, when it was in the beta, and I thought that I was a little bit lazy that Blizzard was doing this, because it's mostly basically a blanket nerf to the content, right? And lore-wise, it kind of works, right? Because obviously the pressure is mounting inside of the raid, and from external sources, more damage, more healing. But I was afraid that this blanket nerf wouldn't be that it would just replace all the minor nerfs, right, that each boss would get. But throughout the season 1 so far, we've seen those buffs and nerfs come through on those bosses. So I'm not too worried anymore. I just thought that that was the only thing that they were going to do for the raids, and then that's it. I think I was worrying a little bit too much, so I'm a little bit less worried to kind of, pick apart my older argument. I think I was a little bit scared of the ultimate, the biggest problem, which was just, having this nerf be the only nerfs to the bosses. And also, there's a lot of other things pointing to this, raid being in this expansion being very, very hard. A lot of defensives taken out from tanks, a lot of self-healing taken out from a lot of classes. There was a lot of pointing to that they were going to make this extremely hard, but it's really not. They've actually made a lot of things easy. So I was worrying for no reason. So I just wanted to update you on that, and also tell you about that system. But guys, thanks for listening. Again, also I want to hear your opinion. Do you like this system? Do you think this is cool? I mean, it's going to be helping, groups get this, does it invalidate people getting AOTC now, or cutting edge, right? Because now there's a big giant nerf, or is no one really caring? But guys, 2.25%, not so much. I mean, I think the cap is 18% in January, I believe. But guys, an optimized fool from the closet. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.